If you're a big fan of Silent Hill, you definitely know the loop theory of Silent Hill 2. This theory that James in reality can't truly let go of the thought of losing Mary and being the one responsible for Mary's death, making Silent Hill force James to restart his entire journey again and again and again. An endless loop for a man who can't seem to reach the peace he wanted. That was really only an idea, a theory, something that only in the Silent Hill 2 remake was more of a nod and appreciation to said theory through hints and Easter eggs. Silent Hill F, however, is a loop. After a shocking first ending, the moment you start that second playthrough, you realize things are different. The story starts to change, context becomes different, and right off the bat you realize there is more the story wants you to unravel. This isn't going to be a full lore video. I don't even think I can fit the whole story in every single change. That's the content of 4 playthroughs, many changing documents, and a lot of small details to cover for each new game plus. After this video, you should totally go in game and see a lot of these details for yourself. But I will highlight what I really think makes Silent Hill F so unique. Silent Hill F is this really interesting fusion of the narratives of Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. What's real, what's false, and what you remember shape Hinako's journey. Each playthrough you learn something and fail to understand something before inevitably breaking the cycle and understanding both sides. So let's talk about the loop of Silent Hill F. The term "come home to roost" is an idiom, meaning a person's past actions catching up to them and experiencing problems in the present. There's a reason why that first playthrough of Silent Hill F and this first part of the loop is so chaotic. Hinako is literally trying to manage 2 things at once, and it's mentally tearing Hinako apart. On one hand is Hinako and her friends as she slowly watches them disappear from her, turn on her, die, as the town she grows up in becomes unrecognizable with the monsters, or at least that's what Hinako thinks. In truth, Hinako here doesn't want to change. She hates that this idea of marriage will tear away at her and all the things she has right now, and will eventually tear at her self of identity. That's why they talk about Hinako dying although she's still among them.
Knock it off. Seriously.
Look, I'll just come right out and say it. Hinako's dead, okay? She's gone. She's living a better life in another world.
That marriage would be a form of death of self. And on the other hand, Fox Hinako, going through this grotesque, brutal representation of what marriage meant for women of the show era, and for some how it feels today. To feel parts of you literally be twisted and turned, ripped apart to the point of you being unrecognizable. Burning every friendship and bridge you've ever had and built just for the sake of love and happiness. Losing your genuine identity, your face, to conform to being someone else's. All this while the 2 versions of Hinako can't even agree with each other, and feel like they need to or are destined to kill each other. One wants to battle for happiness and one wants to battle for identity, but both of them are blind to the fact they are destroying each other, not just one or the other. Their cognitions are also both blinded. Turns out Hinako has become heavily reliant on the painkillers, the first healing item we get in game, and they've been messing with her psyche with how much she's been overusing them, which makes her whole overall experience plus the effects of the painkillers too much for Hinako to mentally bear, and this eventually causes her to snap. In a substance-induced psychosis, she kills everyone at her wedding who's hinted at being the monster she's been fighting this whole time, and runs in a frantic hurry as her reality destroys around her, which then Hinako really freaks out when the cops begin to swarm her, setting Hinako on a path of no return. The whole point of this ending is that uncertainties drove Hinako mad, and because she couldn't see eye to eye with herself, she became over-reliant on her medicine to make her avoid how she really feels. But this first ending deliberately hides details that you really want to know, and it wants you to find them out in the next run. This ending and the post-credits scene sets up the next loop going forward. What if Hinako stops taking them? Left to reflect by herself, what will she actually decide? Which Hinako is real? There's no canon direction for the loop, but it's implied which endings do come before or after. The second ending, Fox Wedding, explains a major factor of the first ending, which is Shu's relationship with the painkillers. So let's start there. Fox Wedding is the ending where Fox Hinako gets her way, what's symbolized to her as maturity and aging and the natural course of life, but with it a deep insecurity that Fox Hinako can never shake. The same feeling other Hinako has about losing identity, which we will get into later. Keep in mind, there are many small details with New Game Plus, but to make this a more focused video, we're going to be focusing on where the loop is the most in your face. Hinako's house, the climax of the game's story. Mainly because this will be the first time the two Hinakos actually talk with each other, and in most cases, the only time. Walk into the room again, Hinako is faced again with Fox Hinako. This time it's not as crazy as the first interaction, but this is because Fox Hinako this time tries to persuade her and convince her.
Please. Just die. If I ask you to, would you please just die? Why do you want... If Shimizu Hinako dies, then I might be reborn as someone else. You want to be someone other than me? Why don't you want to live as me? The good things in life, the bad things, everything you value or you hate. I thought about it, and all of it just leads to despair. No, let me put it in a more positive way. You can't live like a baby bird forever. The days living in a nest as a baby bird, getting fed by mama bird and daddy bird, and playing with your friends. Those won't last forever. Once winter comes around, the parents will fly away and abandon the nest. Your friends, once they learn to fly, will take wing and disappear. There'll be nothing left. Every nest will be empty. Your parents, your friends, everyone will leave you behind.
But main Hinako doesn't agree about giving up her identity and sees through Fox Hinako's bluff. She could kill her if she wanted to. Fox Hinako said it herself in the first ending. But she isn't. Why?
Why don't you kill me? You said you'd be happy with me gone, but can you even do it? You're scared, aren't you? Yeah. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Someone who's kind today, they might turn into a completely different person tomorrow. I mean, even Dad used to laugh and smile before. But running, succumbing to fear, it's not a decision. Open your eyes.
This interaction ends with Fox Hinako beginning to talk about them deciding what their happiness is for themselves before threatening to take Hinako's wings so she can fly alone.
Shimizu Hinako. You may be a baby bird, but you still have wings. I'll give you all the courage you need. So you give me your wings!
Not only is this interaction fleshing out the ideologies of both Hinakos, but this is also kinda hinting at the true ending, as it hints at there being more than just a conflict between them. Both Hinakos in reality are scared and unsure of their futures. Even if one or the other thinks they need to kill each other to survive, they don't want to do it. And although Fox Hinako likes the idea of rebirth, she also likes the idea of Hinako spreading her wings and flying too. They're conflicted, and it hints at a third option for the both of them. But we're not there right now, and neither is Hinako. Not yet. This takes us now to the ending, here where Junko this time reinforces this hateful attitude about Hinako's journey and about the concepts of accepting her death of self. But it's hinted here that Hinako is not alone. This is where it changes. There is no boss fight this time, and this time Fox Hinako is saved by Kodayuki, who straight up vanishes Hinako into thin air. All is well until Shu comes in to strike Kodayuki, thinking he saved Hinako, but Hinako tells Shu he's wrong.
Protecting him! I swore that I'd keep you safe! Don't you trust me? It's always been the two of us!
I wanted for us to be together. Like we always were. We can't. Don't you see that? Things won't always stay the same for us.
You don't think I know that? But why do you trust this nobody? Why him?
Shu. You always say you want things to stay as they are. But Kodayuki... he says he wants to build a future together with me. Both ideas scare me. But both of them fill me with hope. If only I could split myself in two. If there were two of me, then one could stay. She could stay here with you and keep being your partner.
It's not that Hinako doesn't hate Shu, she sees him like her brother and her best friend, so she goes to check on him, and this is where we get the bombshell about the pills.
Shu!
I'm no good! I tried to smile and wish you well, but I couldn't do it! And what's worse is... I gave you those capsules.
What about them?
They help you reflect within yourself. But they can be extremely dangerous, too.
Why would you give me something like that?
I want you to get married! I care about you so much! I wanted you to see it! What the hell is wrong with me? How could I not be happy for my partner? I'm such a piece of trash!
Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Shu downright was poisoning Hinako from the beginning. These pills are made to help her, but Shu was definitely in the wrong for still giving them to Hinako when it became evident they were negatively affecting her. Hinako, however, doesn't hate Shu, and believes someone is controlling Shu, or this is an illusion made by the entity to ruin Hinako's day. Which it is, and it's the doll, becoming the yokai, the Tsukomagami, which I believe is represented as clinging to the past, which is why it's clinged on to Shu. In a way, Hinako decides to play Space Wars one last time with her partner, hoping to free Shu 2 of the past so they can both live in the future.
Thank you, partner. You could make me whole again.
At the end, after being freed, Shu and Kodayuki find understanding. Despite their differences, they realize they're the two men in the world who understand her and decide to be friends rather than enemies.
Kodayuki, I'm counting on you to look after my partner for a while.
It will be for more than a while, I assure you.
If you ever make my Hinako unhappy, I'll beat you to a pulp.
Hinako belongs to me. She is no longer yours.
No way. She's my partner, so she's always mine. I'm just lending her to you.
Stop treating me like an object.
As I see it, you and I are the only two in this world who truly understand Hinako. Perhaps we could become friends.
Fox Hinako goes for a group hug as the sun rises, seeing the two men she cares about finally finding peace together. It seems like such a happy ending. But then this ending shows its real fangs. Sometime in the future, Hinako is out with Kodayuki and her face isn't in view. Kodayuki tells her to come inside, which is met with a faint yes. But on the steps is Fox Hinako's real face. Her worst nightmare come true. That she ended up just like her mother, another faceless bride to be made nothing more than an object.
No. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Please don't. No, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want to become my mother.
As you can tell, this isn't the right ending, nor is it the one Hinako deserves. By the finale, she's been reduced to a backdrop in her own story, her voice fading while Shu and Kodayuki speak about her as if she were an object rather than a person. This loss of identity for her rebirth was hollow and cold. In this ending, she learns the hard way what happens when other people decide who she is. And that realization, though painful, is what makes the next part of her journey what it is. Silent Hill is already a mythical game. I mean, gods, manifestations of horror, all that really scary stuff. And Silent Hill F is even more mythical with its use of Japanese mythology and Japanese spirituality. That being said though, there is a lot of mythology that comes with the next central person in this ending, Kodayuki the Fox Mask. But I'm gonna focus more on the themes of marriage and the other side of this conflict faced in reality. I might just end up making a Kodayuki video though. There is so much to him that makes him just as interesting as a character like Maria in Silent Hill 2. But for now, back to Hinako. The Fox Wed Its Tail is the ending where our playable Hinako gets her conclusion. This idea of self-identity, the need to live freely, and make choices for herself. But also with that, a spoken truth of Fox Hinako's. This truth being that what Hinako really wants isn't actually real freedom, but rather escapism, cowering in the past to avoid facing her future. This time around, enter the room and you'll find Fox Hinako contemplating, but a lot more calmer, rather than the usual hostile or confrontational Fox Hinako, which Hinako asks other Hinako about the feeling of love and if what they're feeling is really what that is.
Growing, getting faster and weirder. Sakuko told me that this feeling I'm experiencing is love. But is that really it? I always imagined love as a warm and bittersweet sort of feeling, and it kind of tickles. That's how I always thought of it. But that's not what I'm feeling right now at all. It feels a little warm, and maybe even bittersweet, I guess. But it's like someone's grabbed my leg. Like they're dragging me down to the bottom of a swamp. That's what it's like. comforting. But I can't shake this fear that's lurking somewhere in my heart. Is this really what love is? Maybe I'm just different. What do you think? Well, tell me! I don't know. But I do know one thing. What you're feeling is probably not the same thing that you felt for Shu. Something more twisted.
This is when Hinako and the other, instead of arguing, sit with each other. They know at this point both of them are Hinako, but they're unsure about their identity and which one of them's really right.
Hinako. But I think one of us has to be wrong. Please, listen. If I'm the one who's wrong, then kill me. Kill me now. If you don't, then I'll have to kill you.
This is a shorter interaction between them, but it's hinting more at the truth with the true ending. They are both Hinako, and they're starting to realize they don't need to fight, but they're still bound to this idea of one of them being better than the other, rather than both of them being valid. But this is progress. They're both getting close now to the conclusion. In this ending, the boss fight starts the same. Hinako fights Fox Hinako, transformed as the Faceless Bride. This time though, Kodayuki reveals himself protecting his Hinako.
This is not behavior befitting a bride to be.
Tell me, who the hell are you?
I would ask the same of you. Who are you? Hinako would never act this way. How have you entered these sacred grounds? Reveal your true self!
But before he can attack Hinako, Shu comes to save her by striking him. Hinako this time being very happy to see him.
Shu!
I always believed in you, partner. I knew eventually you'd find the strength to speak up and finally express your true feelings.
However, this is when Kodayuki transforms into a giant fox, which definitely has a mythical aspect to it, but this also represents Kodayuki becoming like his family lineage and becoming this beast-like fox.
Just what the hell are you?
Myself to abide by the rules of human courtship. But if by honoring your traditions, I risk losing you, then I'm afraid we'll have to do things my way from now on. Abandon your world. Let the memory of your presence there fade away. In time, the missing postures will crumble to dust, to be carried off by the wind. They will forget your face, and they will remember you as nothing more than this. The hapless girl who was spirited away by a fox.
Ultimately, Kodayuki loses, but he begins to recognize he's also hurting Hinako by becoming like his family lineage, which is shown through the symbolism of his fox transformation. But Hinako can't hate Kodayuki either. She does recognize that a part of her does love him.
In spite of everything, I won't forget your kindness. So thank you for everything.
Hinako! Over here! Hurry!
Go now. I can settle matters here on my own.
I remember playing Space Wars with you back in the day. And that means you're one of us then, our comrade in arms.
I suggest you leave. after all, and won't hesitate to consume you if given the chance.
See you later, comrade.
A gallant man. I must hold my head high.
They run off and back into town with Hinako now a runaway bride, where her and Shu share a heartfelt moment about Hinako deciding to hold on to her identity.
Thank you, Shu. If you hadn't come to help, I wouldn't have been brave enough to go on.
That's not it. That's the opposite of why I decided to help you. I helped because you showed so much courage.
It took me way too long to find that courage, though. I caused everyone so much trouble.
I don't know. I think it's crazy that you felt that the only way to do that was to give up on your life.
Thank you, partner. You look really weird in a tie.
Yeah, well, you look really weird in that.
But like the last ending, this is where this ending turns sour. Rising geyser levels begin to erupt, making Hinako's town unlivable due to the near toxic gas levels around the area. A town-wide evacuation is in place and the fate of Hinako is left unknown. I think this is more symbolism and represents Fox Hinako's talk with Hinako. Staying stagnant and cowering will get Hinako nowhere, and the town becoming outright unlivable forces Hinako out of her town to face the world. If you also notice, in the last part of the scene, it's clear Hinako isn't actually in reality, as Shu and Hinako talk about their outfits, which is clearly their adult forms, but Hinako still sees them as kids, which means Hinako is still stuck in the past. Which takes us now to the final part of Hinako's journey. Go to the house one last time. This time, Hinako isn't alone. Her mother's home too. Her mother is a person that Hinako began to despise as much as her father for being too weak to stand up for herself. But this is where a big revelation for Hinako comes through, with a talk that I think really came from her real mother and not some Silent Hill illusion. That her mother is strong, really strong, and for every rebellious child was also a mother who was once in her shoes.
Hinako, I know you think that a married woman is supposed to subject herself to her husband's abuse. But you know, married women aren't as weak or helpless as you think we are. Your father might put on a tough face in front of you too, but when you're not around, he's a whole different man. Your mother and father got into a big fight once.
Really? I never knew that.
That time, I completely ignored him until he came to apologize. I acted normally when you two were around, of course. Not only that, I made his meals out of all the food that he hates. And for the tea that I gave him, I wrung dirty rags into it.
You did? I don't believe it.
Your father, he caved in just 3 days. After you and Junko went to bed, he bowed low right over there, head to the floor.
Dad did that? Really?
Sure he did. Whenever your father and I got into a serious argument, He knew that against me, he never had a chance. But Hinako, that was just how life went with the two of us. I am sorry for making you worry. I am so sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I truly am.
It's such a heartfelt scene. It's one of the few times Hinako actually cries, and she cries realizing how wrong she was about her mother, and that maybe marriage doesn't have to be a death of identity because her mother is a strong fighter in her own way. And then another truth comes along. Buried deep in her memories, her father did come to apologize for basically everything and about being a bad dad. A memory that Fox Hinako can't accept, bringing us to the final confrontation between the two. This time, however, the rebellious Hinako decides to grow up and decides to give something her father never gave her: empathy.
I won't have it! Get out of here! Even now, I'm terrified that he might blow up and throw a knife at me again.
I'm sorry. I believed that a proper father should be feared by his children. I was wrong.
Oh, there's no taking it back now, is there? Get out. Get out of my life! Listen to him. He's actually apologizing. Whether or not we forgive him is up to us. Even so, I think it's important for us to hear him out. At least he is sorry. Why should it matter to me if he's sorry? Because he's family. You heard Mom, right? Dad was betrayed by a friend. He was suffering. Oh, he was suffering, so I'm just supposed to forgive him? I won't! I refuse! Yeah, you're absolutely right. You don't have to forgive him. And you don't have to listen to any of his excuses or apologies either. But still, like it or not, he's family. And so, even if you can't let it go, just let him speak. He's still our father, and we're still his daughter. Maybe Mom could forgive him for what he's done, but I can't! I won't! You know that you and I are bound to Dad by ties of blood. That Mom and Dad don't share that bond. Mom's only bound by marriage, yet she still listened to him. She even had the courage to forgive him. We should listen to him. His own flesh and blood should be willing to hear him out. I know you're scared of him. I'm scared too. I know you can't forget what he did, and maybe he doesn't deserve a clean slate. But please, I'm begging you to listen to him. Not just for his sake, but for your sake too. Please, just listen.
If what I did taught you to fear men, to never trust them, then I was a poor teacher. I might be hopeless, but not all fathers are. Kotoyuki isn't like me. He is an upstanding young man. He can give you a good life, a happy life. I'm sure of it. Your old friend Shu is a respectable man too. I always thought that two of you could build a happy home together. know. How I feel about any of it is beside the point. It's your choice to get married or not. And I'll support your choice. I don't expect you to forgive me. But I want you to be free of this curse of mine. I just want you to be happy. I'm so sorry.
I'm still scared. And I still don't forgive you. But at least I finally understand you.
You saw it too, right? The subtle use of the camera work. Instead of them being against each other, the two Hinakos become one, uniting and showing empathy to their father, hinting at the two finally understanding each other. This unity between them leads to our final ending, with Junko being there too, where she just tells Junko that she finally understands what this is all about and what's happening to her. She also kind of acknowledges every loop that's happened before and that it's been a long, agonizing ordeal, but she gets it now.
This whole time, they've been pitting me against myself.
That's...
It's been an awful, agonizing ordeal. But I think I get it now. Everyone is always pressuring us, rushing us, forcing us. But these are battles that we both have to fight. I'm sorry, Junko. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I know. I've been a terrible daughter. But if you truly want nothing more than for me to be happy, then please, let me do this.
Fox Hinako arrives, but she's here to aid Hinako. Why must they see differently when they are the same? But then the gods strike, forcing them to attack each other, the spectators of their game finally revealing themselves.
All this rage and spite festered within me, and to this day smolder yet.
You insignificant wretch. Such rubbish means nothing to me.
Hinako, what is this?
Kodayuki, finding both Hinakos, decides to cast a spell, which unfortunately makes him fall unconscious. This is when the new fox god laughs at Kodayuki. Again, this is a god, there's mythical aspects, but he also represents here Kodayuki's lineage, his family, a history and long line of noblemen who mock Kodayuki for being weak.
Humankind produces an extraordinary girl who is blessed with divine power. Upon her birth, a spell is placed on our clan's successor that stirs within him a desperate desire to go and seek out that extraordinary girl and make her his wife.
What are you?
In the past, we relied on our cunning, seducing our brides with clever deceits. But this generation's heir is a fool.
Failing to charm his bride-to-be demonstrates what an inexperienced failure he is.
Kotoyuki knew. He just... all he wanted was for us to get married and be happy together. He tried so hard. He was alone all that time. Don't laugh! Don't you dare laugh at him! What he suffered, you will never understand! You monster!
This boss fight is both of these gods against both Hinakos, who are now fighting for what they truly believe in. For Hinako, it's about, despite being scared, pushing for her true freedom and future, while for Fox Hinako, it's about standing up for Kotoyuki, someone she actually really loves, and defending his kindness. At the end though, Hinako stands victorious, both of them defeating the gods. They're rescued by Kotoyuki, who wakes up and helps them escape the crumbling shrine. Kotoyuki apologizes for the fox, saying that it's been a while since the fox has been to an actual wedding, once again hinting that this is probably an actual family member of Kotoyuki's. Fox Hinako tells Kotoyuki to come with them, but he declines. In truth, Kotoyuki feels the same way that Hinako feels. He feels like this is all too soon and that they're rushing, and that maybe they do need a break to reevaluate what their love really is.
Matter to me for now.
Kotoyuki, you could
Apologies. While I tried to give you everything, I failed to realize what you desire most. Now I know. We both share the same desires. I want to know whether my love for you is more than the mere whim of a spell.
This is where Kotoyuki says his goodbyes to both Hinakos, and decides to let them both go. When Hinako wakes up, it's over. Hinako has finally united the two versions of herself, and concluded the loop of Silent Hill F. In the post-credits scene, Kotoyuki writes a letter, responding to one Hinako sent. Kotoyuki is trying the things he never got to do as a kid, eat candy, all that stuff, and hey, even make some friends. All is well, and now the two Hinakos talk about their ambitions. Fox Hinako wishes one day to live a life full of passion, hoping that she can truly return the same feelings Kotoyuki gave her. Other Hinako's not too sure yet, but she said she'll find it. But their minds are clear now, without the influence of other people, making the town peaceful, thus concluding Silent Hill F.
I don't think it's ever been this quiet in EBISUGOKA. It's really beautiful. And it is all ours. Our silent EBISUGOKA. Together.
Silent Hill was always one of those games that gained its cult following through replayability, running around, finding hidden details and things you missed. I think Silent Hill F, using its replayability to tell its entire narrative, is a really unique way to keep fans engaged, and to me, it paid off. Keep in mind, this is a long video, even with me focusing on the main storyline of the two Hinakos, but there is so much more Silent Hill F is trying to tell you. The truth about Hinako and her friends and how her doubts have warped them. Kotoyuki and how he's not too different from Hinako despite his own background. The truth of Hinako's family, and many mythical aspects of the story that I didn't focus on. There's so much game, you just have to play it. Overall, this is a unique entry to the franchise and a great entry for Silent Hill. If you're a fan, you'll definitely like Silent Hill F. Okay, Konami, I promised like a year ago I'd do Born from a Wish. It's not out yet. Where's Born from a Wish?